Right, no dog in the video today. He's cheating on me. He's upstairs with me lad. Went through in the last video, I think, all the to-do list I had to tick off. So far today, oh, there we go, the obligatory cup of tea. Best place for him when he's on an engine black. So far today, we've changed the fuel rail to a billet rail, AN6 fittings. We've put the Duke fuel pressure regulator in the inner wing. Not as easy as it looks really. It is if you're doing it on a brand new build, but because this already have fuel running through the lines, what you generally tend to do with braided line is use masking tape, tape it up, grind straight through it. Obviously these lines have got fuel in, so it wasn't easy without stripping the lines off all the way back to the tank. That means getting the car off the floor, taking all the lines off. Basically old school tape, axle. It was either that or set the car on fire with a grinder, so we didn't want to do that. So, but then we was chasing leaks. Basically we've got a mix between feed pipe is your rubber AN6 fuel line braided, and your return pipe is PTFE braided. For some reason, well, I found it in the end, changed the fitting that was originally on the return to the PTFE. The PTFE plastic line inside the pipe, which I couldn't see initially, had ruptured and it had gone a good 2 inches down the pipe, which wasn't great because we haven't got that much pipe to play with bringing it this way. So many fittings here, so we didn't have enough fittings to run a male to add on extra line, but she seems to be doing okay at the moment. We've done the dry tissue test underneath the fuel pressure regulator. First time I've used the Duke. The only thing I didn't like about the Duke was the fuel pressure gauge. Had the gauge in there, I got her running up to 3.5 bar, which is the standard regulator, but she can be mapped now to a different fuel pressure. But that gauge would not seal. It's alloy casing on the fuel pressure X. You don't want to do it up too tight. Even with a bit of PTFE tape, she was still leaking. But we've got there. I don't leave the gauge on. If I could see, because it's still on in my Cosworth at the minute. But that was because I've been adjusting my fuel pressure regulator because I had a bit of boost cut. But I'll be taking mine out as well. Radiator, that's the radiator in situ. Purists are gonna hate me. I did check with the owner, but this will make a purist cry. Basically, these pigs ears that holds the standard rads in, yeah, I had to take this one off basically because where the temperature switch is for the fan, we just had no room, so it came off. We'll run a bit of edging trim around this, but it gave me the room. The slimline fan is in, it's tucked in nicely. The intercooler is forward, tucked up nicely. I had to take the VIN tag off because I didn't want to drill a hole in the VIN tag, so we'll move that basically to there, I think. Yeah, I've only had her running up on short periods again today just to check for fuel leaks. So basically next jobs to do are to get the water pipes on, get some water antifreeze in there, get the breather system back on, sort out the water return from the turbo. We've got a catch tank we've got to try and put in. We've got to wire in the pressure switch, temperature switch for the radiator. Yeah, that's, remember the issues I had with the oil pressure gauge reading different pressures. Oh, Gary's dog's back. Alright, I said you wasn't in it. Today, when I've had her running up, he's going to have to get himself a new pressure reader from there, or a new gauge, because she was bouncing off over 100 psi today on the gauge, which we all know is inaccurate. So yeah, basically it's buttoning up in here now. When I say buttoning up, it's still a few jobs because I've got a routine. Basically, we've got a new tank. Gonna run this one. A lot prettier. That'll be running into the radiator, and turbo return will be going into there, and that replaces. Yeah, I'll show you what it replaces next time, but that is prettier. So we get in there. Don't know if do much more today because it's been a longer day than expected, chasing fuel leaks and trying to put fittings on fuel lines, braided lines that have already had fuel in without setting the car on fire. But I think you'll all agree that is looking much tidier. That radiator's in there, nice slimline fan, looking much prettier. See if we can do something about this because this is way too small. We've got inner wing compartment here. See if we can get something suitable, elbow to come through here and run filter on the inner wing. I think that'd be better. One job at a time. I'm talking myself into more jobs here. Cheers.